In early May 2024, Pope Francis proclaimed 2025 to be the Jubilee Year of Hope. But what exactly is a Jubilee year, and why is it so important for Catholics? The idea of the Jubilee traces back to the Old Testament. Every 50 years, God's people were called to a time of restoration, to forgive debts, free slaves, and let the land rest. This tradition continues in the Catholic Church today. Since the year 1300, popes have called these holy years to offer Catholics a profound spiritual renewal. Pope John Paul II, in his letter, emphasized that the Jubilee is a time of joy and a special opportunity for conversion and penance. It is a moment to reflect deeply on Christ's redemption and offer acts of forgiveness, justice, and solidarity. The last Jubilee year was declared by Pope Francis in 2016, an extraordinary Jubilee of mercy. He explained that a Jubilee year is about healing relationships, caring for the vulnerable, and being instruments of God's compassion. One beautiful tradition during a Jubilee year is passing through a holy door. These doors opened only during a Jubilee symbolize Christ who leads us to salvation. Walking through them expresses our desire to follow Jesus, entering into the community of faith as well as going out into the world, guided by Christ. Why do we need a Jubilee year? Because we all need a fresh start. It's a time for profound reflection and action. It's a sacred time to realign our hearts with God's love, deepen our faith, and be renewed in our mission to serve others. We're also called to renew our commitment to the sacraments, especially reconciliation and the Eucharist. It is an invitation to grace, mercy, and renewal for the whole Church. In Rome, Pope Francis will open the Jubilee Year of Hope on Christmas Eve in St. Peter's Basilica.
Pope Francis has announced that the Church will celebrate a Jubilee year in 2025 with the theme Pilgrims of Hope. The Holy Father has asked us to prepare for this Jubilee year by studying 4 documents of the Second Vatican Council and praying for this Jubilee year. In this video, we will understand the purpose of a Jubilee year and in particular, the Jubilee year of 2025. So let's get into it. What is a Jubilee year? While the word Jubilee in modern day English has come to mean a special anniversary, especially a 25th or 50th one, it is derived from the Hebrew word Jubilee, which means ram's horn, since it was a ram's horn that was used as a trumpet to indicate the beginning of the Jubilee year. In the Catholic Church, the Jubilee is a specially appointed period, now ordinarily every 25th year, in which special indulgences are granted. The practice of a Jubilee year has ancient roots in the Jewish tradition, and we find evidence of it in Leviticus chapter 25, verse 10. Consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a Jubilee for you. The Jubilee year was a time for forgiveness. It stood as a reminder of God's providence and mercy. The dedication of a year for this emphasis provided the community with a time to come back into a right relationship with one another and with God. As the practice of the Jubilee year was adopted into the Catholic Church, these themes of mercy, forgiveness, and solidarity continued. The first Jubilee was declared by Pope Boniface VIII on 22nd February 1300, the feast of the Chair of St. Peter, to mark the beginning of that century. He later recommended it be observed every 100 years. Various other popes changed the length of the interval between the observances, but it was Pope Paul II who set the present 25-year interval in 1470. So holy years of Jubilee are ordinary when they occur at regular intervals, that is 25 years, and extraordinary when they are proclaimed for a very special reason, like the extraordinary Jubilee of Mercy of 2016 declared by Pope Francis. The 2025 Jubilee, which has the theme Pilgrims of Hope, will be a year of hope and trust for a world suffering the impacts of war, the ongoing impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the increased threats to the climate. What is the meaning of the logo for the Jubilee year 2025? The logo shows 4 figures in 4 different colors, signifying all of humanity coming together from the 4 corners of the earth. The figures embrace each other, indicating the solidarity and fraternity which unites us. The figure in front embraces the cross, signifying our need to embrace the faith and hold on to the cross. The cross is also a symbol of hope, which must never be abandoned. The blue waves signify the rough times humanity continues to go through. This is why the lower part of the cross has been elongated to form an anchor, which has been let down into the waves. The cross, the symbol of our faith and hope in Christ, is our ultimate anchor in these difficult times. Finally, the cross is not straight, but bent over, almost stooping down toward humanity. At the bottom of the logo is the motto of the 2025 Jubilee year, Pilgrims of Hope, represented in green letters. How can I prepare for the upcoming year of Jubilee? Pope Francis has recommended we prepare for the year of Jubilee by spending time in study and in prayer.